Hey guys, welcome back to VLOGTOBER. I am currently trying to set up the screen recording on my phone because for today's video, I want to do an edit with me. I have wanted to do an edit with me for a while, and so I'm like, no better time like the present. And so today I'll be showing you how I edit my photos, particularly on my phone. And I don't usually edit on my phone, but today I just thought I'd show you guys some of my maybe tips, tricks, process. I don't know how it's going to turn out in Lightroom mobile. And I took the pictures that I'm going to be working with that you're going to see here, I took on my phone with this iPhone 13 Pro in portrait mode. And so I usually shoot portraits. I'm a portrait photographer, and so I thought I'd show you guys, walk you guys through my process when I'm editing on mobile. Oh, there we go. So I took these photos of my dear friend Yappy, who you've probably seen on this channel, and so I'm going to be editing those photos of her. Alright, so this one is my favorite, and this is already a great photo, as you can tell. I think generally people love iPhones because they take really good photos, but so do a lot of other phones. I'm not like, I feel like as a photographer, like, you should also be able to appreciate the different reasons why other people would prefer like a Galaxy over an iPhone. Like, if you're a photographer, the differences between mobile phone cameras become more apparent. But overall, like, for the most part, cameras are in a really great, mobile cameras are in a really great place right now, technology wise. So I'm a simple edit kind of girl, so today I'll be walking you through some of the essentials. So on mobile, you have different options, and so what I like to start with is the light, which for the most part is good, but I would add, this is how I would do it, I would add a little contrast, just enough, not too much. I like to make sure I'm paying special attention to the skin tones so that as I'm editing, I'm also not distorting her skin tone too far out. So same thing with shadows. I like to use the shadows as a way of like bringing more definition to the picture. As I said, like, there's a lot of good exposure already going on, so as far as exposure goes, like, not much here. And then I'll move on to the light, which is where the magic happens. In Lightroom, there's like 3 sections on the light. So there's this color grading, there's the mix, and all of those things. So you can change your white balance if you'd like, but as I've said, I'm going to change much here because I think the phone already got the white balance out. It was a very sunny day, and the photo already looks like a very sunny picture. I like to increase vibrance and saturation just a tiny wee bit. So like the saturation, maybe I'd go up to like a 2. But then what I'm gonna do is I will come right here in the color mix section, and I'll go on the orange, which is where most of the magic happens as far as skin tone. And as I said, I'm trying to make sure that her skin tone stays true to who she is. So I will lower down the orange saturation just a little, just so that her face doesn't look too orange. I think there's a difference between being light skinned and being orange. And yeah, while color grading, I think it's very important to preserve the integrity of how people's, skin tones look. And then what else would I change in here? I think that's fine. So I'll go to the color grading section. Again, I think because this is, sometimes you can even, if I wanted to, have more fun with it, I would add like another color on top of that, but I'm not gonna do that today. So I will, just go back to what the settings were. Let's see. And this gives you even more control of like the light and how the colors mix. I like to play around with the shadows. I feel like I want to leave the midtones as is, and then the highlights I will add a little, just because I think it adds more like pop to the image. So far I am done. I like to add a little bit of a dehaze effect sometimes, because it, in my opinion, gives a good contrast to an image. Like, this is so annoying to edit. I feel like editing on a phone is still something I'm getting used to. But yeah, I think it adds a little more contrast to the colors, which is good. I am not gonna lie, curves in Lightroom are a bit annoying. Lightroom mobile are a bit annoying, but I realized I want to add more warmth to the picture, like just a little bit. No, also because it's summer and like I want that to be captured well. But anyway, you can just hold to see. This is the before picture, and here's the after picture, which personally I like. I'm contemplating whether I would crop this, but I don't know. Also with Instagram, I don't want to mess with aspect ratios and the like, but this is one way in which I would edit this photo. I think if I was like working on my computer, I would actually properly play around with the tone curves, but that seems like such a frustrating process to do. But I think as a photographer, like my priority is always, how do I make people look as natural as possible? How do I make skin tones look as natural as possible? And if you're a Black photographer, most of that you have to teach yourself, because to be quite honest, like photography as like a field is very like, everything is made with white people in mind. So like cameras were made with white people in mind. Back in the day, film was made with white people in mind. And yeah, even currently, filters and editing software is meant to understand white skin tones first and best. And so for the rest of us, like we often have to learn and pick up all these new skills by ourselves and teach ourselves. But more importantly, I think it's a process that we only grow forward when we share what we have. So here's my own way of sharing what I have today. I hope you enjoyed watching this edit with me, and that you enjoyed looking at the comparison, the before and the after. And yeah, so that is a simple edit that I would do in Lightroom to just bring out pop of color in photos. And as well, because this is a wedding photo, you still want to preserve a lot of that like glam and like soft and poshness, and so hence why I didn't want to do too much. All this to say, I am done with this edit session. I hope you enjoyed editing with me and hearing me rant about editing. If you're someone who's trying to learn how to take photos and you only have your phone to work with, trust me, your phone is the best thing you have to work with. A lot of people, including myself, I started taking photos on my iPhone 4 back in the day. And that changed how I take photos up until now. And so if you're someone who wants to get into photography and give that kind of thing a shot, Lightroom mobile is free, I think. But if it's not free, there's a ton of other apps. Like Google, I think, has Snapseed. I don't know if it's still there. You can tell I edit a lot on mobile. But there's a lot of free apps that you can use to edit and just kind of practice and push yourself to understand more on how colors work, how to use color to communicate different things and emotions, but to also just add some spice to your photos by editing them if you'd like. But apart from that, that's all from me and Vlogtober. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'm trying to come back. I needed a couple of days off because life is life, but we're back now. Like I say, the point of it is to make videos every day, almost every day in October, and I'm not gonna beat myself up when I don't I can't do it one day. But I'm doing the best I can for myself, and I hope you're enjoying the content. And let me know what you think of this edit and chill session. I would love to do another one, maybe for a specific shoot, and like on while I'm editing on my computer. I think that would be more interesting. But that's what I had in mind for today, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video before it gets too dark. Peace.